Hey, what's going on, guys? Kurt Stubbs here with the Drive to Dayton. It is Wednesday, February 14th, 2024. It is Valentine's Day. That's why I got the blood red polo on. It's not Sunday red like Tiger Woods. This is Valentine's Day red. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Our show is going to look a little bit different this week. Just to let you guys know, there wasn't really a day or a time this week for whatever reason that just did not work to get us all three together. So we didn't want to leave you without anything this week, so we've compiled a couple of individual videos and still wanted to get some good stuff out there to you. But now we are deep in prep work for next week's big show, which we're going to break down the tournament brackets. You are not going to want to miss that. So stay tuned for that. But this week, still got some good stuff for you. I will start us off. We'll still have some of the usual stuff, players of the week, team of the week. Roth did an Alumni Spotlight player and team of the week. We'll look at our games of the week, recap, and that stuff. So I'll get us started here, and then Mike will jump in and talk about the OG, the Ottawa Glandorf Winter Classic, and then he'll share his players, teams of the week with you as well. So I'm going to start with my recap. These are games that I listed as games of the week. Highland at Indian Valley on Friday night, a big IVC South matchup. Indian Valley escaped with a 56-55 win in a wild final few seconds of that game. Indian Valley led by 2. Sammy Detweiler, Highland's recent 1,000-point scorer, fouled on a three-pointer. I think Indian Valley may question whether that was a good call or not. But Detweiler calmly goes to the line with 0.9 seconds, sinks all 3 free throws. They go up by 1. On the ensuing inbound pass, freshman Riker Williams draws an offensive foul, and he was able to go to the line with 0.9 seconds and cash both free throws in, capping off a really, really big night for the freshman. Indian Valley wins it 56-55. Those two teams are tied atop the IVC South. And Malvern, currently undefeated, one of only 2 unbeatens left in the state of Ohio. Both unbeatens actually coming from the East District, the other being Monroe Central. Malvern is ahead in the IVC North. Next game on my list from this past week was St. Henry at Delta St. John's. This was a Tuesday game. 74-41, Delta St. John's, hot as anybody in the state in Division 4. Cameron Elwer playing out of his mind. They are just on a tear. Mike and TJ will talk about Delta St. John's performance at the OG Winter Classic when they handled Dayton Dunbar, but just a big MAC win for Delta St. John's. They got a game in which we'll talk about in the games of the week coming up this Friday. A huge game for the Blue Jays. Next was Ottawa Glandorf at Shawnee. This was basically for the WBL championship. OG wins this game 55-41. That was on Friday night. Lima Central Catholic goes on the road and beats Convoy Crestview 49-48. Big win for Sean Powell and the T-Birds. Youngstown Ursuline 43, Mooney 39. I think both of these teams, I think it's time to start talking about Ursuline. Last night, Tuesday, February 13th, Ursuline beat Hoban in a game, and Hoban was starting to really turn it on, and Ursuline beat them. I think it's really time to start talking about Ursuline as a legit threat in Division II. And I don't mean just to win a district. I mean, this is a legit threat to cut the nets down at UD Arena. And then Cardinal Mooney, I think, is going to be a really tough out in Division III. They've played Ursuline tough both times, so keep an eye on Mooney in Division III as well. Wheelersburg goes on the road and beats Minford 67-64. They are 16-4 as of last Friday. The Berg, man, what a really good season. I don't know if too many people were expecting this type of season from them, but they get the transfer from Portsmouth who really helped them on the football field as well. So the Berg picks up another big road win. And then Botkins at Russia on Friday night in the SCAL. Russia repeats over Botkins, this time 65-52. They are 19-1 as of last Friday. They are your Shelby County Athletic League champions. Let's take a look here. What do we got? The OVAC tournament. I want to talk about that for a minute. This is such an awesome event. All right. We can talk about the level of, of team or, we can go down that road. But this event itself is a really awesome event. And I really want to push for other conferences to do this the last week or the last 2 weeks of the season. What the OVAC does, they have a 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A, and they play top 4 teams play a semifinal game on Tuesday, and then on Saturday they all got together and played the 5 championship games at beautiful Harrison Central High School. Great atmosphere out there on Saturday. So I want to shout out the 3 Ohio teams that came away with titles. In 4A, the St. Clairsville Red Devils were able to beat Harrison Central on their home floor 78-57 behind Tyson Pastor, who just recently went over 1,000, and Cole Thoburn, who also recently went over 1,000 a couple weeks ago. And then they're getting, great play from some of the role guys as well, which we'll talk about a little bit later, so that's a hint. But congratulations to Coach Ryan Clifford. That is his first OVAC championship. They've played in that game a lot, come up short. I believe they won back in 2012, 2013, the Dan Monterosso years, and Ryan's dad, Kim, who was my head coach, was the coach then. So congratulations to St. Clairsville. 3A, another school that I'm kind of tied to, as well as their coach. Congratulations to the Union Local Jets and Coach Zach Delman, his first OVAC championship as a head coach. They knock off a really good Wheeling Central team. Now, they were without star sophomore guard Eli Sancombe, but still a really good Wheeling Central team, and UL got it done. They played a really good second half. Alex Moore was fantastic for them. Just a real tough, gritty guard, could score it a little bit, rebound, assist, does a little bit of everything for them. And then they got, several other guys, that role guys for them. This is a team that lost 4 starters, senior starters from last year. So I don't know if anybody, even Delman, expected this team to win the OVAC with what they were returning. And that just kind of shows what kind of job he's doing out there and a program that he's building, not just on the court, but off the court as well. So congratulations to the Jets of Union Local. And then 2A, one of the only 2 undefeateds left in the state, Monroe Central, gets the better of Toronto. Tucker Howe, Jr., 31 points, 13 rebounds. Tucker Howe, if you haven't seen this kid play, he is really, really good. I really wish the East District would get 2 teams to the regional every year in general, but this year especially, because one of those 2, Highland or Monroe Central, is going to be out in the district. And this is a really good Monroe Central team. If you haven't seen them play, they pass the ball, they share the ball, they just play the right way, and then they got the stud in Tucker House. So great job, first-year head coach Mason Lang, Fort Fry guy. So Monroe Central, your 2A champs. 5A, Morgantown was able to beat Wheeling Park, and then in the 1A, Cameron, West Virginia. So 3 Ohio winners, 2 West Virginia winners. There were some schools that weren't able to play because they didn't play enough OVAC opponents. But, again, shout out to those teams. Shout out to just the OVAC for a great event that they put on, and I'd love to see more conferences do that. All right, milestones. Charlie Schweikert of Crestview broke the school record for most threes in a career at Crestwood. Head coach of Lutheran East adds to his state title resume with his 100th win. Congratulations, Coach Sam Liggins. Steelmeister of Newark scores his 1,000th point. He is headed to Findlay. Ben Walk of Shadyside, also 1,000. Mac Pettigrew of Bel Air, on a night he scored 35 points. He goes over 1,000. That's a pretty prestigious list down there in Bel Air of 1,000 and 2,000 point scorers. Alex Reese, a junior at Martins Ferry, he goes over 1,000. Sophomore Cameron Elwer, we mentioned him, of Delphos St. John's, 53 consecutive free throws. That's 8th all-time in the state. How about Corning Miller's Logan Dowdy broke the single-game record with 46 points for the Falcons in a 101-79 win over Miller's Port. And then this one was cool. A couple weeks ago, we mentioned that Colin Gurley became the all-time leading scorer at Mount Union. Well, that didn't last long because his teammate Christian Parker passed him this past week. So that was just an interesting tidbit. Gurley held it for maybe a week or two, and then Christian Parker, his teammate, who's having a D3 Player of the Year type season, overtakes him. So those are our milestones for the week. All right, so let's jump into my player and my team of the week. My player of the week is freshman Riker Williams of Indian Valley. The point guard had 18 points in a win over Tuscarawas Valley, and then 26 points, 5 rebounds, and the 2 huge free throws at the end to beat Highland. I believe Riker Williams is a defensive end on the football team, so a point guard / defensive end is a unique combination. Indian Valley is have won 6 straight games now. They're 16-3 on the year and tied with Highland in the IVC South. Team of the week, I mentioned it earlier, the St. Clairsville Red Devils. My alma mater, but I don't want to make this about me at all because these guys deserve all the credit, all the shine here. Coach Ryan Clifford, team starts out 4-4, and now they have won 11 of their last 12 games. Incredible job. Team is playing at a high level right now. Of course, they got the 2-headed monster with Cole Thurburn and Tyson Pastor. Both of those guys able to get you 30 on any given night. So they go on the road Tuesday in the semi. They beat East Liverpool 96-81. Then they go and play Harrison Central on their home floor for the championship and win that 78-57. Interesting about that is back on January 2nd, they lost 80-54 to Harrison at St. C. So just kind of shows you the growth that this team has made in the last month. And they are hitting on all cylinders heading into the tournament. Got a tough matchup this Thursday against Wheeling Park, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. But you're looking at a team, like I said, it was 4-4. They've won 11 of the last 12. I think they are now 15-5. So congratulations to Coach Ryan Clifford, assistant Kevin Sacco, assistant Eric Gay. They're getting great production out of, Brady Schaefer. It can score it a little bit, gets them into offense. Tough kid, high IQ kid. Griffin Straub coming off the bench. Keep an eye on this sophomore. He's got a high ceiling. But just a lot of guys on this team that know Thoburn and Pastor are the guys that are going to score a lot of the points. And these guys know what their role is, and they play it to a T. And that's the sign of a good team, when every player knows what their particular role is. And that's why St. C is rolling right now. So congratulations to the Red Devils. All right, what do we got? What are we watching? What are we watching this week? Games of the week. All right, so here's what I got. Huge game in the MAC on Friday. Delphos St. John's against Coldwater, basically for the MAC title. Friday night also in the Sandusky Bay, Willard at Margaretta. Friday night in the TAC, Maumee Valley Country Day at Emmanuel Christian. The Battle of Lima Senior at Lima Central Catholic on Saturday. Get there early for that one. Saturday night, like this game, Ottawa Glandorf at Lexington. Glandorf coming off that loss on Saturday to Troy Christian. We'll see how they bounce back this week. Saturday, you got Monroe Central undefeated at Martins Ferry, one of their tougher tests of the year. Friday, Preble Shawnee at Tri Village. That's a big matchup there. And then Harvest Prep on Saturday at Akron Bookdale. Interested in that one as well. So that is what I got on the what to watch this week list. So hopefully you enjoyed my segment of the show. I'm going to kick it over to my man Roth. This is my first assist of the year. I'm counting on you, Roth. Knock this triple down, and let's get this show rolling into next week's big tournament breakdown. So have a great week, everybody, and allow Roth to grace you with his presence.
What's up, Drive to Dayton? No full episode this week, but we're going to be hopping in, giving out some Player Team of the Week awards, and doing a quick recap for you guys. Spent my weekend at the OG Winter Classic. It was a great event, as it always is. My top takeaways from that day were Cameron Elwer with another big-time performance. Delphos St. John's playing as well as any Division IV team in the loaded Northwest region. They look like a team that fans could be seeing in Dayton. Elwer is one of the top shooters in Ohio as just a sophomore. Lutheran West gets another impressive victory. They've been on an absolute tear. Wins over Lutheran East, Garfield Heights, and Lima Senior in the past 4 games. And then Shelby gets a big victory over Findlay after Findlay took down rival Whitmer to put them in pole position for a conference title. Shelby, they're going to be a contender in Division II. Could see Shelby take on Lutheran West down the road in the playoffs. And finally, Division IV contender Troy Christian gets a signature win on the road against Ottawa Glandorf. That was a big-time performance by Troy Christian's senior class. Moving into my player of the week, I went with Will Allen from Fairview. He had a game-winning floater to beat Garfield Heights Trinity. And if Fairview beats Brooklyn on Friday, Coach Ryan Berry will have won 4 different conference titles in 6 seasons, despite staying at Fairview. He won the PAC in 2019, the GLC in 2020, the GLC West in 2022, and would win the CVC Metro if the Warriors take down Brooklyn this week. My team of the week is Cincinnati Aiken. They went from worst to first in the CMAC, secured the conference title on Friday night. I was there, saw Jaden Arnold and James Burnett combine for 67 points in their win over Western Hills. Big-time guard combo. 2 transfers, Arnold from Princeton and Burnett from Taft. They team up at Aiken, and Aiken goes from worst to first. CMAC champions. Congrats to Aiken. My Alumni Spotlight Players of the Week for Division I went with Dalen Swain, Columbus Afrocentric product. He's at Xavier. I was there on Wednesday for Swain's 8.5 rebound, 2 assist game in a victory over Villanova. Swain had a key dunk late in the game. Could have been an and one that happened. I was 2 rows behind the basket right where it happened. So great play by Swain. Love to see him having the success at Xavier as a freshman. And then for my small college Alumni Spotlight Player of the Week, I went with Davion McDonald from Dublin Jerome. He's at Edison State. Had 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists versus Cuyahoga County Community College. McDonald has been a great piece for Edison State this season. Ton of upside as an athlete. Showed a lot of promise at Dublin Jerome, and now starting his mark for a good college career. So that's all we got with the Drive to Dayton this week. We'll be back with a full episode next Sunday, breaking down all the key playoff matchups and previewing, picking district champions. A lot to look forward to on the Drive to Dayton.